Hi, I'm Tom. Welcome to my shady nap spot underneath my 1955 Farmall Cub. Today I'm going to change the differential oil in it, and I'm going to show you where the level plug is, the drain plug, and the fill. And so we're going to do that. I'm going to do some work on the seat and a couple other things while the oil's draining out, so stick around and let's work on this 55. All right, boys and girls, so under here on the 55 Cub, and this is the same with all the Cubs that I've encountered. It might be a little hard to find, but on the left side, so here's your torque tube here. It comes back, and right in front, right here, you can see where my finger is. That's your oil drain for your rear end. So we're going to pull that plug first with the bucket under here, and then we're going to go around to the other side. Go with me. Right in between the fender here, and there's a builder's mark right here that has a date code on it. Right at the end of that is a plug. And you got a muffler right here in the way, so be careful when you're doing this that you don't get too much oil all over your muffler because it's going to burn off and stink. But anyway, you can see that that's your level plug. And up here on the transmission case itself is your fill plug. So here's your shifter, torque tube, and right here is your. Fortunately, everything on this tractor for oil intake and removal as far as the rear end goes has a square plug on it. So it makes it really easy to identify it. So what we're going to do first, we're going to pull the bottom, and then when it's fully drained, we'll close the bottom up, open up the level plug, open up the top, and put oil in until oil comes out the side. While that's happening, in my parts bins from leftover Cub parts, I've got a seat that's not a piece of garbo like this one that somebody put, looks like Bondo on it, and I've got a new battery box. So I'll also clean up the terminals and get this wiring here, see if we can straighten out some of this mess. So let's get at it. So to quote Harrison Ford, this has probably not been changed in a long time, or never. You probably can't see this very well, especially past my head, but I can't angle the camera much, or it will just fall over. And it's tight on there, so I'm gonna have to coax it, and I think it's 9/16. Yeah. That's the battery. Hold down. So get this back here. It's probably going to shoot out like a geyser if there's even anything in it. You can see the final drives are kind of covered, so it's hard to tell. Hard to tell without knowing. Hard telling not knowing is what he said exactly. And from experience, I want to use this hand. If you use the other one, you're going to end up try to keep your arm up as high as possible so it doesn't run down your arm. And this stuff smells putrid. It's the grossest smelling stuff I think I've ever encountered. It's just rank. Oh, that is nasty. That is the cover of baby poop. Disgusting. So it's full of water, and it's just nasty. And there's a lot more in there than I actually thought there would be. But there's no goodness in it. I mean, it looks like, you know, when you give milk to calves, that's the color of their crap. And I think the calf manure smells better. This is disgusting. It's one of my least favorite jobs. And I think the level plug is a half. So I'm gonna grab a different wrench. Definitely not getting it from the top, I can tell you that. So I gotta climb under here and pound on it. Drain. Oh, good, I can turn it without pounding on it. If we can get it loose and then take it off from the top, it would be ideal. We have Indian summer right now, and in the morning it's freezing, and during the day it's pretty nice. I'll take it as long as we can get it, because I don't have to shut the barn water off. And you know, I can get water from the hydrant, so it's not a huge problem. It's not difficult, but it's more difficult than automatic. So yeah, there's that just a little pipe plug. Now we'll see how this pans out. Get the pan seat off. Probably can't even reach it. Let's see, reverse. I can't believe that came out so easy. The bolt's good too. This battery. This wire is junk. So I'm going to cut that wire off because I have to redo it anyway. You can get replacement brackets. You can buy all this stuff, but if I can save it, I will. So the battery box should have this little bracket on it right here. And then this is your light bracket that goes on it, so I need to get these two nuts off and then clean this and paint it, and this is seized up, so that should turn, but it's not. I can see the jewel bulb in there. I'll put this off to the side and I'll work with that later on. I can't believe those came off so easily. Utter shock. This seat junk is gonna go right in the junk pile. Look at that. Looks like a paper wasp nest under there. Here's the bottom of the old battery box right there. I'd say this tractor spent a good portion of its life sitting outside, judging by what I've seen, but never figure out why people buy brand new equipment or whatever and then just leave it out. You can tell by looking right at those bolts, there's no way those are coming out. So when I set the new battery box on it, they're so corroded that they actually fit up through the hole. So I'm going to go with a plan B, and from the top, nobody will know the difference, so it won't make any difference what I do as far as this goes. But I have an idea, so let me just get this cleaned up a little bit more, and I'll show you. And I know this is no good either. I'll just save myself the aggravation right now. Wire wheel's getting worn out, so I'm looking for a new one. I actually bought two. This is the good one I use most of the time, and I got I think a Black & Decker or something cheap to do grinding with, because changing this every time I need something different was a pain in the butt. Clean this crap off. So if I'm going to go through all the trouble to take this all off, I'm going to hit it with primer, and then I've got some IH red that I'll put over it. This is not what would call giving it a paint job. It's just what my wife likes to say, you've got not enough time to do it right the first time, but plenty of time to do it right the second time. So I'm going to do it right the first time this time. So I'm already in here. I'll just hit it with some primer. This stuff dries really fast. It's not professional, I know. So just to be clear, this is a transmission service. The rear end service is a different service. That one's a little bit more difficult with a fast hitch because you got the brackets in the way. But the final drive definitely has to be serviced as well. And I just had a funnel. I still have it. So I've replaced the drain right here. I think it's safe to assume this hasn't been serviced in a real long time. I actually prefer these kind of tractors than the ones that are parade ready, because at least I know what I've got, you know, because I'm the one who's going in it. And when I bought that other one parade ready, and it's been fine until it wasn't, which was 4 or 5 years. So I'm using ADW90. It says it uses 3.5 pints, which is what, a quart, almost 2 quarts. I use this 2.5 gallon jug for ease of pouring, but I keep this gear oil in 5 gallon buckets. It's cheaper to buy it in 5 gallon buckets, but way easier to dump in these. So you use it out of this and then refill it as necessary. Just make sure you keep even your 5 gallon buckets out of the dampness, because they'll condense and you'll get water in it, and then your whole bucket's junk. You can see it's starting to weep out right there, so I'll get the plug back in. Well, I'm going to break this project up into a few videos because it's going to take a little bit, and if it's too long, nobody will stick around long enough to watch it. So I guess that's all I got for today. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you next time.